It's not another Buffalo podcast with John.
Boy, Phoebe.
Pat.
I'm just a dad talking in a closet.
And Brando.
They're not even eating Doritos. They're eating the knockoff Doritos that don't have the cheese powder on them.
Those are called tortilla chips, Brandon. All right, welcome back to Not Another Buffalo podcast. I'm John. I'm here with my buddies Pat and Brando. Got the full squad here on a Wednesday evening this week, coming off a big win in the snow against the Cincinnati Bengals. Brando was present for that, so we're just going to take him as the good luck charm moving forward, even though he is also at every home game and was also at the Patriots game. Anyway, before we get too far into things, and 13 seconds. Yeah. So win some, you lose some.
Yep.
I want to thank our sponsor, Small City Realty. If you're looking to buy, sell, or manage property in Western New York, our guy is Zach Korzelius. You can contact him at 585-409-1088. That's 585-409-1088 if you're looking to buy, sell, or manage property in Western New York. So boys, heat of the playoff race here. Big matchup coming against the Patriots this week. Obviously, we're kind of filming this episode Wednesday, so we're probably going to talk a little bit more Patriots than Bengals at this point. But is there anybody who would have taken this AFC playoff race and predicted it at this point? No. We have 3, 6, and 7 teams. And as everyone predicted, I know Brandon's doing the thing. Brandon works with elementary school kids, so I'm sure he's heard enough of this. But the Ravens, Dolphins, and Chiefs are all 6 and 7. So is one of those teams making it, or none of those teams making it?
At least one.
You think? Which one?
At least one.
Probably the Ravens. They got a pretty soft. The Pats is the toughest game they have left, really.
That's true, and they have an easier path because they can still win their division at this point.
They beat Pittsburgh, week 18. So
Pittsburgh Ravens week 18, it could be it, right? The Bengals play them a couple times too. They have an interesting end of their schedule. Shout out to the schedule makers this year for doing something right in the NFC North by getting all of these division games at the end, which the Bills have had before, but they've clinched already. So it's not been a huge deal. But can I just say something about the game on Sunday real quick? Might be an all-timer at the stadium on the Mount Rushmore of home games. The snow was beautiful.
It sneakily might be, yeah.
It's not even sneaky. I think people call it sneaky because of how bad the Bills looked in the first half. But the snow was beautiful. Josh played fantastic. Another one of these sneaky all-time throws to Khalil Shakir, whatever. It just what? I was watching it just from the 300 level. And Allen has had so many good ones.
The all-22 of that is crazy because it's like
he took a nasty hit at the end too. I was like,
it's not just the finish too. Like if you look at where Shakir is when the ball leaves Josh's hands, he's completely on the other side of the defender. Yep. And Josh throws it to the opposite side of the defender that Khalil's not on, and Khalil just gets on that side of the defender and makes the catch. And it's just insane. Insane. And he has the longest run by Bills quarterback in regular season history. Yeah. Obviously, the Pittsburgh playoff game is longer.
I was going to say, that's what people kept saying. It was his longest career touchdown run. And I told my dad, actually, I was at the game where that record was broken, but he also walked into the end zone, if I remember.
I mean, that jab step on the safety was gone. But you had an iconic play that will be remembered, Christian Benford's pick six. That qualifies. You have Josh Allen, the legendary throw and run, and the ice to end the game. Fantastic plays. You have guys making plays for the Bills offense that are hurt. Kincaid making an effort, contributing. Dawson Knox having a great game. Jackson Haw scoring a touchdown. Khalil Shakir chipping in. James Cook. But I think it's one of the all-time home games at the stadium. And I don't know if it's just me being nostalgic about the stadium closing, but I was just blown away by the atmosphere. The snow was fantastic. It was like the perfect amount that it wasn't blinding like the Colts game, which happened 8 years ago this week, I think.
Oh my God.
So
we're getting old.
It was just awesome day at the stadium. Fans were great. I think it was an all-timer for me at the stadium. So go Bills.
The one thing that this game kind of convinced me of, and it's really how the Bills are shaping up down the stretch, because obviously they look so different week to week and how they actually line up and beat you, right? Or figure out ways to win these games. Usually this is the time of the year where it's like, if you haven't figured out your identity by now, you're kind of sunk. Teams start figuring out their identity, and it either works or it isn't, and that's your run.
What's up, bro?
By the time...
No, it's okay.
Hey, Dad?
Yeah.
Tell him we said, hey.
Mikey Senior.
Put him on for a second. Tell him.
All
hey.
right. They want you on the mic here, Dad. They want to.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, it only took till episode 299 to get the legend on. You've been mentioned so many times on this show.
It's an honor to be here, guys. You guys do a great job, and I enjoy your show.
We enjoy you.
Well, what'd you get out of the game? What was your big takeaway from the game this past Sunday?
Just how great Josh Allen is.
Yes.
Just
that's the right takeaway.
One-man show. The defense, third down is still an issue. And yet, when it come time for the defense to show up, they did in a big way. It was just 2 games I read were games of the year. And this was one, and the Baltimore game was the other.
Yeah.
I just
a lot of those this year.
I thought it was an all-timer at the
saying.
stadium. I think it was fantastic. Everything about it, fantastic.
To be there at the you were at the stadium, Brandon?
Yes, sir.
That is so cool. You've been to some serious, must-see games.
I've been lucky.
Yeah.
I've been to some bad ones. We just said that too. So been lucky. But okay, what do you think? New England, do we take them out?
I think we do. Their schedule was really soft, I thought.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo is really kind of finding their way. Joe Brady, he takes a lot of heat, but I think he's done a very respectable job considering our receivers, and they're good, but yet are they great? But on the same hand, I think Joe's done a real good job. I think going up in New England's going to be hard, but I think we're kind of seasoned. We've been hit in the face a lot, and we get up and we fight. We've been in every game exactly. So I'm going Bills. Bottom line, I'm going Bills. Thanks, guys. Pleasure talking to you.
We're gonna have you in for a bit.
All right. Well, Patty's computer froze up there a little bit, but appreciate Mr. Caprio coming on. He was the Disney dad for all of us as kids. So represent. that man taught me how to punt a football. So
good to see him.
Yeah.
Now, it is interesting. There seems to be some discourse about his main point there, but I don't know how you guys do. You feel any more confident with Joe Brady after a game like this, or?
Honestly, I thought this was some of the best Joe Brady play calling of the year so far. Yeah. There was just kind of and again, a lot of this is probably because the Bengals defense is generationally bad and generationally cannot cover a tight end. But it seemed like there was a rhythm to the play calling where the Bills offense didn't get stuck in the mud too much, right? They were, getting off chunks. They were
schedule.
Yeah, it was on schedule the whole time. They weren't getting, if they had a bad run, there was never 2 bad runs in a row. So yeah, it's just, again, when the team is executing, it's hard to tell if it's the team executing or the coordinator calling it. But I thought that there was the right amount of creativity. Those RPO passes to Dalton Kincaid in the screen game, I think was a really good adjustment to create that kind of screen game that was better than the tunnel screens to Khalil Shakir that we've seen haven't worked in. They had one successful one on a third down, a 2nd and 10 or something like that. But other than that, obviously that's been, kind of a fail. So I'll be interested to see what they break out. Again, it's not a basic argument, but it seems a little bit backwards to think that they're actually, holding anything back for the playoffs.
We've talked about it all year in this. Are they doing that?
I think because they've let a couple things loose. I don't know if it's adjustments that they've made or if they've actually held anything back. If you guys recall, for the first half of the season, they weren't throwing the ball to running backs at all. And now you can see it's a crucial part of the offense, and they've been very successful with it, whether that's passes to screens to Ty Johnson or getting James Cook out in space on wheel routes and stuff like that against linebackers. That's been very successful lately. So if that's maybe a wrinkle that they were trying to save as long as they could, and now they're breaking it out because they need to, I don't know. Or if they're just we need to make this a part of the offense because it was just silly not to early on.
That makes sense.
Which team has the coaching advantage going into this game?
Well, if you're talking about getting the most out of a roster that's not very good, then I think both guys are doing a great job at that.
Good answer, Pat. That's a good answer.
Both of them are working with good quarterbacks, and that's about it. But it'll be interesting. That Pat's defense is really underrated too. Watching a lot of that Giants game, especially their linebackers are so good, and in pass coverage and coming up and playing the run. And I feel like that's something that the Bills really exploited against the Bengals that we got to be prepared for. I guess this Pat's defense is no joke. So
well, that doesn't answer my question directly. me, but I will let it slide because I agree with that exact statement. I feel like I will hate on McDermott until I lose all my hair in my teeth. Maybe it's not as necessary in this last stretch of games because he is making just enough plays with his defense to win these games. He's giving him a shot. I liked his aggressiveness going for it on fourth down. It's just so interesting to me how they change depending on their opponent so much. They're a chameleon in the NFL, which is a unique thing to be. And I feel like it might have hurt them at some times where they might be too committed to the run or their defense, those lulls that I've famously talked about just killed the team, right? They get up, the other team gets a few scores and you're down 21-7 and it's the second quarter, almost the 2-minute warning. But the interesting stat that I saw today was New England's first half point differential is like plus 71, which leads the NFL. And the Bills' second half point differential is like plus 93, which leads the NFL. Those numbers might be off a little bit, but it's like 72-75 and 92-95.
The Pats get up quick and play from ahead, and the Bills have been a second half team for the larger part of this year.
So when you put those things together, it's not good. I don't like that for the Bills because the Bills need to get ahead early to have their game script played to the way that their strengths are built. And if this strong run Pats defense shuts the James Cook door closed fast, what's your pivot? Right? How do you counter?
Well, and that's kind of, I mean, it goes without saying too. I feel like the Bills, it was such an exciting watch because they were down for so much of this Bengals game too. Is sort of what I was thinking about as well. And I feel like you're right. If Joe Brady has his ideal play from ahead, that is arguably worse than, losing for 3/4 of the game.
Yeah. Because again, you got the horses to come back. And Brandon, I like what you said about the Bills being a chameleon, because I think you're taking that from a scheme perspective mostly, right?
Yeah.
And you know what amplifies that is Josh Allen playing to the level of the quarterback across the field.
Great segue, John.
So I was going to say, take it away. That's the end of the point. Like,
great segue.
Josh Allen rises to the level of his competitor no matter what, just because that's who he is.
Joshua Allen this season in starts versus Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, and Joe Burrow are all wins. First of all, 1,235 passing yards, 75% completion percentage, 17 total touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And you want to look at his losses to Davis Mills and Tua Tagovailoa and
Michael Penix.
How many? Drake May and Michael Penix.
Yeah.
What? How does this happen? How do you beat the best in the NFL? I mean, you beat the top 5 of the top 5 quarterbacks. Maybe Justin Herbert sneaks in there. Matt Stafford's up there. So, you beat a lot of studs. And who's
not only have beat, but have broken teams. You kind of broke the Ravens this year, I think, to a certain extent. They didn't recover mentally from that game for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they dealt with injuries after that. The Chiefs haven't really done very well since they've lost to the Bills. They've been on a downslide. I mean, who else, in that stretch?
Well, the Bucs are in danger of losing the division to the Panthers.
The Bucs were up here, and Baker Mayfield has inexplicably gone on a downhill slide.
He's got an AC dislocation.
Okay,
that is throwing shoulder or non-throwing?
Easily explicable.
But no, I mean, you got to be hurting to drop a stinker to the Saints like that. But no offense, New Orleans Saints fans, if you ever come across this.
The one New Orleans fan that stumbles into this. Yeah. But I'm excited for this game. It's cool to. You've always said it. It's fluky. It's going to be a fluky year when the Bills win it. It's going to be not ideal situations, and it's just right there for them. Losing. If they lose this year in the playoffs, I might be more devastated than I was in past years, which I might be saying every year until Josh is gone.
It's just hard to say too, because it's like not knowing who the opponent is going to be. Yeah. Because again, I think I'd put the Bills up against anybody in the playoffs right now.
Anybody. Except the Rams.
Well, the
except the
NFC,
Rams
I mean, that's what
probably
I was
at the-
thinking,
at the end.
honestly. Like, even to just see them get beyond that AFC championship threshold, I feel like is a legacy moment for Josh. And I don't want to, because we could very well not even make the playoffs at this point if we lay a big enough egg. But I do agree with you guys. It is really interesting. And I think something else that's good is that, I mean, also, I'm going to have to knock on wood, but our offensive line has stayed, pretty healthy. And when Dion and Spencer were out 2 weeks ago, like, a lot of guys stepping up. And so it makes me feel good. I feel like that's at the root of a lot of the Chiefs issues. It's at the root of a lot of the Ravens issues. It's just poor offensive line play.
Yeah.
So
Which makes it so much more again, I'm going to say one sentence on this and then we can go into game picks because I talk about it every week, which makes it so disappointing that they didn't get a single wide receiver this offseason, because if they had just gotten one guy who was a half a stud, even a Jacoby Myers at the trade deadline.
Right now, man,
He is. Pat
Yeah,
from
he is.
the next room.
Yeah.
You're right. Like
He is.
he
He's right.
has lifted that offense to the point where Jacksonville is talking about division winning and being the 3 seed in the playoffs. Like,
And
it's crazy.
not for nothing, Travis Hunter's out. You needed the depth. And you got what, Paxton Washington or Parker Washington? I don't know his first name. It starts with a P.
The thing is they got Jacoby Myers before Travis Hunter went on IR.
And now they have a fully healthy Travis Etienne too.
Imagine upgrading your fastball.
Yeah.
Imagine upgrading your fastball. Yeah, I just
would you guys? So before we do game picks, let me get a feeler out here. Chances that the Colts win 2 games and sneak into the playoffs.
0. I think they lose out.
really.
I think I said a couple weeks ago.
What's their 4 remaining games? Pat? Can you pull that
So
up?
difficult.
Is
It's
it?
so difficult. Phillip Rivers. Did you see the
Seattle?
tweet?
They have Seattle this week.
Houston next week. Maybe Kansas City. Did you see the tweet that was like putting Phillip Rivers at 44 years old out against the Houston Texans? It should get you 25 to life in prison.
It's
I thought that was hilarious.
It's Seahawks, Niners, Jaguars, Texans. So I mean, really, if they win those last 2 games, potentially a win and in scenario. But
I bet they win one of those games.
You want to bet?
Getting the second one is going to be the tough part.
Let's put it on a bet board, John. I'll
so
bet
Houston
you. What do you want to bet? $5?
Indianapolis Colts to get to 9 wins. Yeah,
They're at 8 right now.
You want 9.5? Do you want 9?
Oh, the hook, bro.
I think they lose out. That's fine.
You're
I'll take 9. I'll take under
giving
9.
them
Just
the
one.
hook.
So
Under 9.
8.5. Over under a half more win this season.
Okay. What do you want?
I'll bet you 20. We can't do this on the air. But
20 fun units to my 5 units.
I will bet you a steak dinner or a beer, even odds either way, that they get 1 win out of their final 4.
We'll just get dinner. We'll do dinner when you're here.
Next time I see you,
Okay.
loser buys beer.
What did I get at the bowling alley? Lobster mac and cheese or something like that?
It was not. It was just. It was
Ravioli,
Ravioli.
yeah.
No,
It was regular
ravioli.
ravioli. You did not get lobster mac and cheese.
I didn't remember if it was like seafood ravioli because I've gotten some of that from a few places. It was great.
Bro, this is
All right,
the
dinner-
Oakfield Bowling Alley. You think they
dinner at
serve
the bowling
lobster
alley.
mac and cheese?
If I just thought it was some obscure thing, but if they lose out, anything on the menu at that bowling party that we do.
Okay, all right. So we're really splurging.
Cool.
I'll get the lobster mac and cheese.
He's going big. That's okay. Yeah.
Oh, anyway, the only other thing I was going to bring up, I don't know if you guys saw clips of Sean McDermott's press conference. Whenever he gets asked about Darius Slayton not showing up, visibly very angry and has thrown a little bit of shade at Bean.
Big place.
Also, Bean and McDermott have not done a joint press conference in years, I feel like. So maybe a little bit of trouble in paradise between those two. And honestly, if I'm Sean McDermott, I don't blame him.
No.
And honestly, if I'm Brandon Bean, I don't blame him either.
They both have legs to stand on. We just did this last week. There's no way Brandon Bean builds a freaking roster with Emmanuel Sanders and John Brown and Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs, and then says, "Oh, we're just going to run the ball 60% of the time, so I'm going to invest in the offensive line, and we're going to trade Stephon Diggs, and we're going to eat a $32 million cap hit because he doesn't want to run the system McDermott wants to run." But okay, let's run it this way. Oh, now we need a wide receiver. Oh, now we got to trade for one. There's no way that equals out smoothly. There's no way that it is a non-tumultuous relationship. Not that it can't be worked out. Still, I think that they have gone through enough together that maybe at this juncture that they came together and ate the $32 million cap hit, and they agreed that this could be tough for a couple of years. And then in a few more years, we have all this cap space and we have all the cancers out of the locker room. I'm not calling Stephon Diggs a cancer, but this is when the going gets tough, right? Who's going to blink first? Like if you agreed on doing this, like this was your plan a couple of years ago, and now the road is rocky. Like you planned for it to be rocky. You said it. It might not be great all the time. So, they might not like each other at times, but
all of us can agree at home that it was probably the wrong
you find
plan,
somebody
though.
married for 40 years that says they've liked their wife the whole time, or they like their wife likes their husband the whole time. I hope people do, but there's times that you don't. There's that whatever it is, get through it and come out on the other side. Or who do you want instead?
Well, that's my thing. Is like, as a Monroe County employee, I mean, from an assessment standpoint, they've met all the metrics that they needed to meet, aside from winning the Super Bowl. I mean, when you think about it.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, I agree. If
everything except the most important one of them all.
But they're still meeting expectations. They haven't, I mean, they're not exceeding them, but I mean, from a job stability standpoint, be pretty hard to justify.
Yeah. That's the part about this too, is it's like, I think their seats are ice cold. Like neither of them are on the hot seat if we're being realistic about it. But anyway, that could change depending on how the season ends. So
I would like to see throughout the sports history, like what happened, and I don't know this, so maybe Pat knows it. What happened to the Stockman and Malone teams, like the GMs, when they run into Michael Jordan? What happened to,
I mean, the only ones who ever got over the hump in reality were the Rockets.
Olajuwon didn't get over the hump.
No, but I mean, the only ones
hump.
who ever got over the hump against the Bulls were the Rockets, and they only won 2 titles because they lost to the Bulls in the playoffs, and then the next year Michael Jordan quit basketball.
They beat Michael the year he played like 12 games, right? He comes back halfway through and played. No, where's 42, right? What number does he wear? I don't even know. But these in other sports, teams that hit the wall, what happens? I think of the Lob City Clippers with Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, and Blake Griffin. Like they all got split up. That front office. Like what happened to other franchises in other sports that were elite, that had a player that was the best of the world? Like the Edmonton Oilers switched GMs twice now in Connor McDavid's career. Crosby didn't have these issues. But just think about it. I mean, just a homework assignment for the future. I'd be curious to have that conversation.
I would be willing to bet very much money that the Blue Jays do not play in the World Series next year.
Something like that. But they got there, right? So what happens in organizations in the past that it couldn't get there, but they had elite players?
Because at some point, you just got to say, if I'm not getting there now, I'm going to get my assets while I can. Unfortunately.
Well, this is very dark and depressing they can still win the division at this point. We just need New England to lose to Miami.
So let me ask you this, Brandon.
New England, right?
I mean, and I'm not even going to say it, but like we say, it could happen in a year where things are fluky and we don't expect it. But let's say that thing that we don't expect to happen happens. At that point, do we stop all Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane hot seat takes forever?
No, I think I said I would be hating on McDermott at the parade.
At the parade.
I think I said that on the show. I think I would find a way to hate on him at the parade, but I won't. I don't know. Let's cross it.
I think we put it on hold at least for 6 months, right? Yeah.
If LeBron got one in Cleveland, Josh Allen can get one here, right? Like,
I just need to clip that 3 seconds. Good quote, Brando.
Put that as my intro voice when you do the show.
Yeah. Oh, I should do that. All right. Notes. Got to take notes. All right. Let's roll through game picks really quick.
Okay. Sorry.
We can finish this one up. Sorry. No. It's all interesting stuff, honestly. Brando, you got the game picks in front of you. Can you see
I sure do. Would you like to get into it?
Yeah, let me recap because we have 2 blank weeks on the game picks before this. I have been severely slacking. I'm sorry, guys. Usually I at least send the picks in the group chat so we can make picks and then do 2 weeks. So the person
the standings are frozen where
the
they are.
The person who this has benefited the most has been Brando.
We can pause for the rest of the year if you want.
One thing is for sure at this point in the game pick standings, this new trophy that we got this year that has the winner every year that will travel with the winner for a year, like the Stanley Cup, will be leaving this house very much likely unless something crazy happens. But the big question is, whose house is it going to? Because we have a 1 game difference between first and second right now. So Brandon's still up by 1, clinging to a 1 game lead here. Pat, you are all even at 33 and 33. I am back at 27 and 39. That's 6 games back, which is crazy. And Brandon, you were at 34 and 32. Had a couple of tough weeks. You had an 0-6 week and a 1-5 week in the last 4 weeks.
It's tough.
So that is tough here, but you'll be trying to get back going here. These are some tough spreads to pick on the slate this week. So why don't you roll us off? I got Detroit up there first, Brandon.
Yeah, you do.
Just to give you a softball.
Softball.
To roll into this.
All right.
It's not a softball pick, but
Detroit Lions at the Los Angeles Rams. 2 former quarterbacks. I think almost a win-win trade, right? Matt Stafford gets the Super Bowl. Lions are brought out of irrelevancy. So
I think it's
Rams
a win-win.
minus 5.5. Lions are in tough right now. If I've been listening to a lot of Detroit sports talk, they don't like what's happening. I'm going to take Matt Stafford and the Rams. Listen, we talk about affiliations to teams and players. Like, I love Matt Stafford was my love when the
I was going to say, this is the only person who
garbage.
makes it easier to pick against Detroit for you, right?
So Matt Stafford's my guy. If anybody has to win one, I want Stafford to win if it's not Josh Allen. So give me the Rams.
I think Dan Campbell is going to get his team up this week to inspirationally go out there and cover the spread. Still lose, but 5.5 points is too much. So I'm going to take the points in the Lions here.
Yeah,
Pat,
I was going to say same thing. That 5.5 hook. It's really what got me.
Yeah.
But no, I'll take the Lions to cover at least, I guess.
I'd definitely take the Rams minus 2.5, but 5.5 points. I think I could make the case for Detroit, not losing by that much. But again, you're right, Brando. The Rams put up points like no one else in this league right now. And obviously with this game being indoors, that's going to help with that. So anyway.
Another must-watch game, a rematch of the Thanksgiving Day game, the AFC North battle war, trench warfare here of mediocre teams that aren't mediocre. Like, I don't know. My favorite question I saw on Sports Talk this week is if this was like a college football playoff, what do you do with the Bengals? Like, if they're like Notre Dame, they need an at-large bid into the playoffs. What do you do with them? Like, what do you do with the Ravens?
I think it's different. I think the Bengals wouldn't make the playoff, but Notre Dame should have. So
I mean, at least you could say like Notre Dame has a good record statistically.
Right.
I mean,
right. The Bengals are what, 4-9?
But that's also bull though, because
so
Florida State
time.
didn't get in one year because their starting quarterback got hurt.
Right? So I just thought it was interesting because the Bengals are 11-6 in their last 17 games with Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. They were 12-5. Thanks, Bills. So I don't know what to do with it. I'm taking the Bengals and the points against the Ravens. I think Joe Burrow is going to shred them. They just murdered him a couple weeks ago. I don't think it looks any different. Derrick Henry is hanging on to the cliff. If we're talking about falling off a cliff, he's hanging on. So, maybe Joe Burrow just comes up and pushes off Derrick Henry's fingers down that cliff. So, I'm taking the Bengals.
I think, I don't know. This is kind of a game of who's more desperate because Cincinnati is actually more desperate, but is it realistic? Like, does the locker room still cling to a 1% playoff chance at this point? Because they're down in the single digit percentages. They still have a path, but it's really tough. And they'd get in with a losing record, even if they win out. So that's a tough sell to a locker room. I'm going to take Baltimore here. Maybe they watch some game tape from the Bills and figure out that you can just do whatever you want with tight ends against the Bengals. And they start, manufacturing some touches to Isaiah Likely. So big Isaiah Likely game.
Likely
incoming question
game.
mark to your likely a big game. Might be a good yardage ladder for you prop bettors, but I'm going to have
Mark Andrews. He just got a contract extension.
Well, Mark, I'm very fond of Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews can do no wrong when he's not playing the Buffalo Bills in my eyes.
Mark Andrews is great as long as it's not a 2-point conversion. So anyway, Pat, who you got in this one?
What's the spread again?
2.5 for Baltimore.
I got to go with the Ravens. I know my dad always is screaming at the TV anytime that the Bills are losing that Jesus, Eric DaCosta and Brandon Beane should be fired. They're wasting these talents. But no, Ravens.
Next up, Los Angeles Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Can the Chargers throw the dagger in the heart of Kansas City, eliminate them from playoff contention this week? This is a playoff game for the Chiefs. They are no longer eligible to win their division. Thank God, finally. So the Chiefs are a minus 4.5 point favorite. The Chargers, just with Swiss cheese as their offensive line has been decimated by injuries. Chiefs minus 4.5. John, lead the way.
Well, first off, I want to give like a forewarning to any fan who got really excited at the Chiefs losing to the Texans last week and thought, yay, like ding, the witch is dead. That witch is still alive, guys. Like it's mathematically
Still alive, but I'm barely breathing.
I think they're at like a 25% chance of making the playoffs. Here, I had it pulled up.
I mean, that's like implying that they went out.
The Colts being
Chiefs are at 10% playoff chances. With a win, they're at 16%. If they lose, they're down less than 1%. And I'm telling you, even if they lose this week, I'm not going to dance on the grave until like that witch is dead. Like, so anyway, that being said, I feel like the Chiefs probably eke this one out because I'll never bet against them until they actually lose and are done and are off the field. But 4.5 points is a lot, so I'm going to take Chargers to win, not to cover. So Chargers plus the points.
Okay. I'm taking the Chargers too.
All right,
I think that percentage is a little skewed. Maybe this is me being an idiot, but when I look at the standings, the Chiefs have lost to all the wild card teams.
Yeah.
So they are not just a game out. They are 2 to 3 games out for each spot, which means they need help. And a lot of these teams play each other. Credit to the NFL schedule maker, which we said before. So the help could be manufactured in there, but I think these head-to-head losses earlier in the season to Jacksonville, to Texas, to the Bills, to the Chargers, to the Broncos, I don't see it. I don't think they have enough in the tank. I think even if they win, I don't think they're going to get there. They need too much help.
I saw the scenario, and it's way less crazy than you think.
Do you remember when the Bills were in their position?
Say that again?
Do you remember when the Bills were in this position and I was like so done, and you're like, they're winning, they're running the table, like they're 6-6, they're going 11-6, and I was like, no way, like,
and what happened?
They ran the table.
All right, so
like
after the infamous
John,
offsides Broncos field goal attempt.
Yeah, 6-6. So Brandon, you're saying this is different?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say you're bringing up an example that would support my.
I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but I'm dancing. That's fine. Bury me with the witch.
I want to celebrate. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like you don't celebrate yet. You know, like you're up 3-0, but you don't pop the champagne yet. And again,
Great.
like I'm much more concerned about the Bills' outcome of this year because if the Chiefs miss and the Ravens miss, that's just going to make it more painful if we have a playoff loss. So that's what I'm more concerned about.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Draymond Green didn't kick anybody in the balls this time for Golden State Warriors, so there's no reason to worry. The 3-0 comeback. Any Hoozle Beans. I'm taking the Chargers. Pat, who are you taking?
I'm gonna take. It's a 4.5 point spread. You said, and the game is in
Kansas City's
in
favorite.
Arrowhead, so it's really more like a 1.5, 2 points. Well, the Chiefs, I think I would say win, but not cover. Did you guys watch any of that? I had the pleasure of watching CJ Stroud start the second half of that game with 9 straight incompletions, or maybe it was 8 straight incompletions, but had the pleasure of watching that. But honestly, I mean, Patrick Mahomes has still got it. I mean, there were a couple really big drops. There was a Noah Gray drop. There were 2 Travis Kelce drops. Rashee Rice had a huge drop. Like, this team is just snake bitten right now, and I don't know. I'm like you, John. The man's trying to keep him down, but Patty's built a little bit different, so I don't know. But they'll win, won't cover. They love those tight games.
All right, so you're taking Chargers plus the points.
Well, yeah, Chiefs to win, not to cover. Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I think the snake they got bitten by is a copperhead there, Patty. So.
Well, and I feel like
R.I.P.
Is that bad?
Yeah,
I think the NFL had to do something though too because of all the hate that they were getting for all the success that the Chiefs have had. And so, if you really want to put that one to bed, I got an idea for you. Just write them out of the playoffs here, NFL writers. But
let's do it. Write them out. Let's go to an intriguing matchup here. Mr. Phillip Rivers, 44-year-old
grandpa,
Hall of Fame eligible quarterback.
I'm not just calling him old because he literally has a grandchild.
Yeah. It'd be cool to be 44-year-olds and have a grandkid. That means, you had a successful child.
Anyways,
the 44-year-old last pass was on January 9th, 2021 in the Buffalo, New York. It was a Hail Mary attempt.
T.Y. Hilton.
That was almost completed. It was quite a good throw. He played good in that game. I don't think it was terrible. I think he's a head coach for like quadruple A high school football that runs the Colts offense, I was reading today. So he's like in the game. He knows what he's doing. He knows if he still got it. Seattle's minus 13.5 point favorite. It's in Seattle. I don't know what to say, but I'm going to let Pat go first on this one.
How much are the Seahawks favored by again? I'm sorry. Let's just
13.5.
Oh, don't disrespect my boy Philip like that. I mean, I'm not, I don't, they could potentially even lose the game. I think the Seahawks honestly are pretenders, but yeah, at least the Chiefs will cover.
Taking the Colts?
Or I'm sorry, the Colts will cover. Yes. Sorry, you'll have to edit that out.
All right, Indy for Pat. No, you're good.
It's quite unfortunate for Anthony Richardson that he broke an orbital bone on a stretching band in warm-ups a few weeks ago, because this is his glorious opportunity as a former top pick in the NFL draft to show that he has any resemblance.
Well, I'm just saying, if Anquan Boldin can play with a broken jaw, then Anthony Richardson can play with a fractured orbital. I mean, honestly. I mean, it is a face bone. I guess I get it. Probably, those ones hurt more than other bones, but,
pain is temporary, victory is forever. Give me the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seahawks for Brando. All right. I'm going to go Indy. I can't give 13.5 points. Philip Rivers is going to do, at least inspire his team to, hold Seattle's offense. Seattle's good. It's one of the biggest surprises of this year, honestly. When they traded Geno and we we're like, what's your plan? Sam Darnold is your plan? It's like, Sam Darnold is cooking. JSN is one of, if not the best wide receiver in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
So, but Indy's still got some stuff.
And they got Sauce Gardner.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
Daniel Jones was basically playing on a broken leg and was totally immobile. So how much different is Philip Rivers going to be? It's kind of crazy. I saw some interesting commentary about the state of the NFL and how young quarterbacks aren't developed enough, because we're bringing in 44-year-olds who would probably outplay a younger guy who's way more athletic because he can just read an NFL defense better. And that's kind of crazy to think about,
on the 5:30 segment of WGR.
What's that?
Was this on the 5:30 segment of WGR?
No, I saw this on Twitter.
Oh, they might have referenced that because they were talking about the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
The NFL is a development problem, but there's also this weird generation that was missed of 6 or 7 years that just everybody sucked that came out of the draft, and everybody's in the shotgun all the time in high school and play action and under center, and reading a defense doesn't matter too much when the play sheet's on your arm and you're calling yellow 9 for your receiver to run a post. And that was what it was for us in our offense.
Oh, exactly. It was everything was a cheat sheet. And when you're in shotgun, you have your face to the defense at all times, and putting your back to the defense when you have to run play action is a different animal if you've never done it for your whole career. But anyway, we're digressing. That's my fault. Take us to the next game, Brando.
Green Bay at Mile High Denver. Green Bay minus 2.5 point favorite. Denver looking to battle the 1 seed. If New England can fall to Buffalo, Denver would probably jump up there, right? If that's correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Two heavy hitters here, top of their conferences. Green Bay's in the wild card spot this week, I believe. No, maybe. I don't know. They had a weird game against the Bears, right?
Big W. I mean, after all.
Caleb Williams threw a real bad interception in the end zone. Anyways, Green Bay's minus 2.5. John, we'll go to you first this time.
I think this might be the first favorite no, I'm just kidding. I took Baltimore. I'm going to take Green Bay in this matchup. I just think that their defense, it's not going to take a lot to antagonize Bo Nix. I don't want to say terrorize, but I'm going to give them the edge there. Denver's big thing is their defense. I think if Green Bay can put up 25 points in this one, they should be good. So I'm going to take Green Bay, even on the road Parsons here at Mile High. Mike Parsons, I think that defense gets up for this one.
Go
what do you
Pack,
think, Pat?
Go Pack, go. No, I think the Broncos, honestly, man.
What about you, Brando?
Too many close games.
Yeah. Wait, you taking the Broncos?
No, I'm taking the Packers. I'm saying the Broncos play too many close games.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm too close to the sun.
I'm going to be with you guys. I'm taking the Packers here because this is a strictly emotional pick. Because if Denver could lose this game, the 1 seed is available here. Like if the Bills could move it on up here, and we'll talk about that for our next game pick. But strictly emotional, maybe a little Micah Parsons to take out Bo Nix. So give me the Packers.
I think I saw, I want to say the Bills have something like a 6% chance for the 1 seed, 6 or 8%.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't quote me on that.
Okay, we won't. We'll go to the next game. We got the Buffalo Bills going into Foxborough to play the New England Patriots. Buffalo, a -1.5 point favorite here in the rematch of our rivalry jersey night, where we lost a heartbreaker.
Big disappointment. Cool uniforms.
Yeah.
Every time the Bills have showed out in uniforms this year, like great match, like they just put up duds. Yeah. So I guess just wear the regular jerseys, guys. Yep. Throwbacks versus Atlanta, dud.
Yeah.
You guys look so great while looking not great.
Yep.
Anyway.
Well, Josh Allen in December is great. Give me the Bills.
All right. I'm taking Buffalo too. -1.5. Dave Portnoy complaining about this spread. And I'm like, dude, this is the guy who was saying the NFL was rigged after Pete Carroll tried to kick a field goal at the end of the game and didn't get more time put back on.
It was a little wild.
It was. And when you hear the backstory, yeah. But yeah, so Dave Portnoy freaking out about something, you're kidding.
He also loves the Bills. He does love the Bills,
I think
which
the
is
Bills
cool.
will win by a single point.
All right. Pat taking New England
Bills
here.
to win, not to cover.
Honestly,
I have to say it out loud, or else good things won't happen because I picked the Bills last time, and I'm not doing that. They will win by a single point.
Yep.
Last second field goal.
Well, we will have some swing in the standings. Brandon will either take a more commanding lead, or next week we will have a new leader in the clubhouse for game picks.
Oh,
I'm
just wondering, maybe John, you can pull up some clips from over. I should stop, but if you could pull some clips from back over the summer when I was talking about the Patriots, I believe I said that they would win 9 games, possibly 10 games. I think 9 games was the number, but so
I picked him to win the division.
You did?
So I mean,
Hell
did. Said we got to worry about him.
Brandon had some hot takes. Yeah. The biggest stamps we can put our names on is like I picked the Broncos to win the AFC West. Brandon picked the Patriots to at least probably win the East or compete with us for it, right? Like Brandon believed in the Patriots the most, and it sounds like same thing for you, Pat, too. So these predictions were huge. Very big.
Listen to our show, guys. It's good stuff.
Yeah. The biggest predictions. Honestly, like we have the best predictions. No one has predictions like us. There's so many predictions that we have. No one has predictions like us. We have the best predictions as far as predictions are concerned. Anyway, let's wrap it up, guys. I'm probably going to have to cut all of that out.
That was great. That was funny. That was funny.
It's better when it's subtle. All right. We are going to wrap it up there. You guys know where to find us on all platforms at Not Buff Podcast. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully talking about, what the division looks like at the end of the year. I don't want to jinx it. Honestly, I heard Jeremy say it. There's good things and bad things we can take out of this game. Even if they lose, might find our way with a nice little week 18 bye where that game doesn't matter necessarily for seeding and stuff like that. So anyway, have a great week, guys. Thanks for sticking with us through this long episode. And we will see you guys next week. Next week, big announcement. Sorry, and I might have to put this at the beginning of the episode too. Episode 300 of Not Another Buffalo Podcast. I cannot believe that we have made it this far, and I even more so cannot believe that anyone is still listening to us at this point. So thank you. And we'd love to celebrate with you guys next week. We're going to do some bunch of throwback segments and try to put together a good one for you guys. So hopefully it's celebrating a big win, but either way, we will have a nice big episode 300 for you guys. So keep it cool, guys. We'll see you guys next week, and go Bills.
All right.